Oh, look at these students. They look very engaged in this classroom. Attention, not interested in the lesson, just flat out bored with the way the class is being taught. Let's take a look at how the teacher's running this class.
Alright class, now that we've finished reading Fahrenheit 451, we're going to do something I know you all love. We're going to write a paper. So I want you all to write a paper following the hero archetype of Montag throughout the story.
Why can't we use Prezi?
Yeah, why not?
Why can't we use PowerPoint?
Yeah, why not?
Why can't we just make a movie?
Yeah, why not?
Guys, my class wants to use technology.
What's technology?
I don't use technology.
I don't know, but they want to use something called Prezi. How do we know what types of technology work in our content areas? How do we know, how do we know that they're promoting literacy? How do we use that?
Those sounds like two hard questions to answer. Why don't we break those into questions into smaller ones? Like, how do teachers find new technology? And how do we incorporate literacy in new technology?
And what are good technology tools for the various content areas like business, physical education, math, science? And how do you decide if technology will work in your classroom?
And what kind of technology will help promote literacy? And does technology improve student learning and comprehension?
And how do we decide when to use it? And how do we ensure our students are even using it correctly?
But how do we answer all these questions?
Why don't we Google it?
The word technology refers to the making, modification, usage, and knowledge of tools, machines, techniques, crafts, systems, and methods of organization in order to solve a problem, improve a pre-existing solution to a problem, achieve a goal, handle an applied input-output relation, or perform a specific function. History of technology. I'm a history teacher. Let's see what this has. Stone tools. Who's going to use stone tools in their classroom?
Fire? You can't use fire as technology.
Clothing and shelter? They're already wearing clothes.
I don't really think this is what we're looking for. None of this is really going to help us figure out what we need. Let's just go to dictionary.com. Let's type a technology in here. What do we got?
The branch of knowledge that deals with the creation and use of technical means and their interrelation with life, society, and the environment, drawing upon such subjects as industrial arts, engineering, applied science, and pure science.
The terminology of an art, science, etc., technical nomenclature.
A scientific or industrial process, invention method, or the like. I don't really feel like any of this answers our questions. I think we need to do some more research.
In order to get a better understanding of how students view technology in their classrooms, we interviewed about 20 students in high school and college, and these were our results.
When we interviewed students, the majority of students liked technology and thought it benefited their learning. They also wanted more technology in their classes and wanted choice on assignments with technology.
And sometimes we find that using technology forces students to think about things in different ways and become even more reflective because they're thinking about the way words and images and music and other features work together.
Another great tool for getting student feedback is called Today's Meet. Then once you create your room, all people have to answer is their name, and then they can join and type in whatever they want. In this way, they can answer questions or ask questions about your presentation or your lecture. Another tool I found that can be used across content areas is the Socratic quiz tool, which allows you to quiz students on material using smartphones or any other piece of technology. Teachers can log in and choose from different quizzes they have already created, and they also have a room number, and it shows you how many active users are in your room. Students can log on to m.socratic.com and type in the room number to join your room. When students join your room, it shows up as active users in your room, and then you can select a quiz to give them, such as multiple choice, true, false, short answer, a quick quiz, an exit ticket, or a space race. Once you give the quiz, students can choose any number of the answers. The results are then displayed on your computer from the students. Some of the quizzes offer options in order to put the wrong answer in so that students can get immediate feedback on their quizzes.
I'm Aaron Sands, and I teach science here at Woodland Park High School. One of the problems that I was guilty of prior to flipping my classroom around was the classroom was centered around me. I told them exactly what to learn, how to learn it, what assignments to do to learn it, and when to learn it, and how to prove to me that they learned it. I don't do that anymore. Instead of standing in front of the class and delivering, here's how you do this kind of problem, here's how this works, I deliver that direct instruction now asynchronous through these videos in the studio. I'm still home. No, we didn't do that last step, they were already whole numbers. We had 1, 1, and 4. Here we don't send kids from class. They don't show up to learn new stuff. They show up to apply the things that they learn at home and to ask me questions about the things they learned at home. Then what they were expected to do for homework is now what they do in my class.
Do as a teacher. So flipped classroom is an exciting model. I'm going to do it. I don't care what it takes. It's a lot of videos. I'll have I'll have a new prep next year, and so I'll be teaching 3 different things in the school year. So it is a lot of work, but I think if I start slow, pilot it with one class, see how it goes. It's a great model though, because I think students need to harness and take hold of their learning, and they need to realize that. Teachers need to realize that they don't learn the same way. We're getting away from homework almost entirely. It's just unrealistic, to ask them to do these things, and go home and do all these crazy things that they are not accustomed to. So, they would much rather watch a video than do a 10 question worksheet. So why not flip that, have them watch the video at home and teach themselves, come in, and have that support. So then, instead of me talking for 40 minutes and having 10 minutes of practice with them, and I'm running around trying to get to everybody, and then also getting makeup work for everybody, now I've got 50 minutes for them to just help them. And so they've already taught themselves the lesson, and I get to actually get out there and help, and they get 50 minutes of practice rather than, did you do the homework last night? No? Okay, well, you didn't get any practice then. So it's kind of, I'm very excited about getting there. So.
How do technologies benefit my students? My students are going to be facing new technologies every single day when they are in their classrooms. And my goal as a BTE professor is to teach them to be comfortable with new technologies. There's absolutely no way I can teach them every technology that's available right now, and even if I could, it wouldn't do them much good because those technologies are going to be different in 2 or 3 years when they're in their own classroom. So my goal is to help them to become comfortable using new technologies because it's something they're going to have to face on a daily basis.
This is a website called The Scale of the Universe, and it allows you to see different measurements and different objects they relate to. This is very useful in science classes because you can see different measurements and what applies to those measurements. They show you different objects and allow you to scroll through it so you can go larger. A up into planets and things that we cannot measure because they are too big, all the way to the end of the universe. This could be also useful to show different planets and their relative size to each other, and also the observable universe. So this just shows you different things. If we also use it in astronomy classes and earth science. Then you can go the other way, so you can see things that are smaller than what we can observe. So different atoms and microscopic elements. And then it also tells you what you can go beyond what we cannot observe. Another piece of technology that is being utilized more and more in the classroom is the smartboard, which comes with technology that allows you to create lesson plans using things like the slope of the line and parabolic functions, which allows you to enhance your lesson plans. Teachers can also type or write up their notes in order to solve problems on the board for everyone to see. There's also different functions that allow you to create circles, measure circles, and create various shapes. Another application that can be utilized in the science classroom is frog dissection, which shows students the steps of dissecting a frog without actually having to dissect one. Students are asked to do the same things they would have to do when dissecting a frog, and the computer tells them what steps to do in what order. Students are also asked to identify different objects on the frog like they would in normal dissection. Another useful tool I found was tablet computers. According to an article called The Use of Tablet and Related Technologies in Mathematics Teaching, a tablet PC is a laptop computer equipped with a touchscreen and a stylus to enable the user to write or manipulate the screen. Like these shown in the pictures, tablet computers have regular keyboards and a tablet screen with a stylus that allows you to write on the screen. These screens can be turned over or taken apart in order to easily write on them like you would a notebook. Tablet PCs also allow the user to easily write symbolic and graphical information electronically and provide the teacher with a tool to explore different paths to a solution or to adjust a lecture based on audience reaction. Like you can see, there are many different ways to use this tablet computer, including taking notes and allowing them to be projected on the screen. The article also said that tablet technology can be used to record lectures for students who are absent or just needed more or slower instruction. A tablet PC with the aid of editable screen, video, and voice capture can record the solving of a problem with the teacher's explanations as they are writing.
A way to use technology that English teachers can use now is Twitter as a form of expression. On Twitter, your tweets are limited to 140 characters or less, and there is a hashtag that I'll search here called micropoetry. With micropoetry, it allows students to find a bunch of poetry using this same 140 character limit and add the hashtag micropoetry so people could see it. This is a good way for students to express themselves without having to write down. They can use their technology or use the internet at home to make up these small little poetry blurbs that they can make public and send to whoever, and then they can share with the class. Much like this documentary, many projects can just be assigned in the video form. This always isn't the easiest form for students to complete, but it is a fun way for them to get their ideas out. This can be used in English classes for students trying to reenact scenes from a book showing some specific type, or in business classes as well, students trying to make an advertisement for a commercial or do a pilot for a TV show. There are so many subjects that movies can be used in, and it's pretty simple for students to use. There's programs such as Adobe Premiere, which is seen here, and such as Windows Movie Maker, and programs on Apple as well. So depending on what your school has to offer, there are many ways for students to make their videos known and publish them for the class.
A large part of business education throughout schools is the use of typing programs to teach students how to type, and this is used from grades 3 on through all the way through high school. There are multiple free programs online that teachers can choose from, and this is one of the many that there is, and it's pretty easy to use for teachers. I can go and set up a teacher portal that assigns specific lessons for each student, and then you create an account, but you'll have all these different lessons that they can go through, and you can create special lessons for them, but they would just go in, you click begin, then it just times their accuracy and their speed throughout typing the various lessons. So it's just, at first it's going to tell you the home row where you put your fingers. It's going to give you this quick lesson. And you're just going to go in. Students are going to type it. Make sure they're using the right fingers. It shows the fingers that they would use in the bottom screen. And it just is interacting to what the students should be doing and provides them with their accuracy. If they mess up, it appears red. Wants them to correct it so they don't make the same mistake several times. Something history and geography teachers can really take advantage of is Skype in the classroom, where in Google Maps you can visit locations and see real views of these locations. It doesn't let you get the information behind that. With Skype in the classroom, you're allowed to type in any subject you want, and it shows teachers that are also looking for people in that similar background. So as a teacher, you can post in Skype in Education asking for a person from the Middle East to come in to Skype with your class and talk about their culture, or talk to somebody from Washington, D.C. that can describe the monuments and describe some of the history of the city. This is a way to get the students out of the classroom even though they are still in the classroom. It connects them with other people and allows them to see different views from people who are actually in those areas that you may be discussing in your history or geography class.
There are many different apps that PE teachers can use to incorporate technology in their classroom. One is called Calorie Counter. This allows students to enter what they've eaten throughout the day so they know how many calories they are intaking. As you can see, over the course of the day they enter everything they have eaten, counts up all the calories for them, and lets them know how many calories they have eaten. They can also enter their height and weight and their age and their gender to see how many calories they should be eating if they want to lose weight, how many they should eat if they should maintain their weight. They also know if they're going over on a certain day. Another app that they can use is called iMuscle. iMuscle is a great app for PE teachers. It has every muscle in the body and it tells them how they are used. It gives you workouts for strengthening them. So if you wanted to do an ab workout, you'd click on the abs and it would give you many different types of workouts that you could do to strengthen them. As you can see, here's a shoulder press workout. It also has videos on it and demonstrations for you. So if you're not sure how to do something, you can just check it out and look at it.
In class, the students are doing Dance Dance Revolution, which is a computer-based program which runs off of a PlayStation. Our principal was so kind to let us order it last year, and it allows the kids to increase their heart rates while dancing to a rhythm of music. And as the beats come up, the kids have to step to that time. So they use their feet, and their heart rate gets up. And then between songs, I have them use their arms so that they incorporate their entire body. We find their pulse, their heart rate always goes up, and it seems to be something that every kid can do, whether they're great at it or not great, because they don't have to come to the front of the room if they don't want to.
Well, now that we've found all these types of technology, what did we learn from this? What can we take away about technology? I think the first thing that I can take away from this is that students like to have choices. That's what our survey said. They like to have multiple ways to complete an assignment, whether it's using different technologies or just using a different medium. They like having that choice.
And I also think technology helps students learn better. I mean, our surveys showed that, and teachers all say that, and the research also says that students learn better with technology.
But the technology needs to be used effectively in the classroom, which was also what our teachers said to us.
True, the students should be taught the technology before they're required to use that technology to learn their subject area. That just gives them double the learning they have to do before they can even use it. It just hinders them from actually learning their subject area.
Another thing we found is that students don't know their options when it comes to technology, but they like using the technology.
Which is why teachers need to be active in finding and incorporating new technologies into their lessons so students can learn and use those new technologies.
Oh, speaking of all these technologies, remember that paper I assigned to my students? Well, I changed it. I'm having them complete a few different mediums of technology choices that they can use to complete the same assignment.
How'd it go?
Oh, they loved it.